Yeah, welcome back. It's still the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. 1,000 apologies. There was a power cut, and of course, we took a risk of using the grid instead of our own power. So, my mistake, my bad. So, we're back now, and hopefully, we will continue to, you know, give you the news like we plan to, the way we plan to. So, once again, I apologize.
Okay, so let's go right ahead, and then we started with we're talking about the River State and the drama and all the rumors and stuff that has been going around concerning it. But anyway, one thing that we know for sure that is definitely happened is that first things first, the governor had come to actually announce it that according to him that there is no price to pay for
It's for peace.
I think that
There's no price too much.
Too much to pay for peace. The truth is that it was definitely looking like it wasn't going to end. A lot of people have had a lot of things to say about the governor and the former governor, for and against both sides. But we're not going to delve into that today. So first things first, the governor, yes, he had announced that we're back to status quo. Also, this morning there were announcements that the House of Assembly were withdrawing the impeachment proceedings against the governor. Also, as of this afternoon, there are talks of the lawyers
for war, but he's talking about peace. We've talked about how if they don't find a solution for 4 years, the people of River State will only be inundated with stories like this, and there will be no governance, there will be no projects, there will be no serious work being done. They're just gonna go at each other and go for each other's jugular. So this is welcome. This is a welcome.
Welcome development. Now talking about River State. This is really not about River State. It's just about the former governor of River State. The FCT 001 has now ordered the demolition of a part of Abuja, the Abuja community, to make way for the presidential fleet. They're saying that they're going to pull down between 150 to 200 houses around this area. So the background is that this is actually a request from the Nigerian Air Force. So they're saying that according to the Nigerian Air Force, I think this is land that I think probably maybe got encroached by, because they're saying that the presidential fleet had this land was really earmarked for the presidential fleet. Now they're also talking about compensating these people, but that they have to move, and they have to move very fast.
Why are you compensating people whom you claim encroached? Why? If someone just moves into my compound and starts to erect a structure, am I going to compensate him when I finally get him off or out? I don't think so. I don't think that's a sensible thing to do. Except they're saying that not all of them
encroach, yeah, but they still need to get these people out. The truth is that, it's something that we say from time to time, that even if your land is what's the word now, is legal and everything, you have your papers and all those things, the government can still decide to move it. The only difference is that when you have all your documentation, you are eligible for compensation. That's the only good side to those things. So yes, before we leave the issue of Abuja, we're going all the way to the Senate, where the Senate has today sworn in the former minister of Labor, Simon Lalong, and the former governor of Plateau State, if I'm correct. Is it Plateau? Yes. So now he's officially now Senator Lalong. He had resigned from being a minister. Now we need somebody else to fill that place. Also staying with the Senate. The Senate has today now declared the seats of the former senators Umahi and Gaidam vacant. Both of them are taking up offices as ministers. Former Governor Umahi is the Minister of Works, and Senator Gaidam is the Minister of Police Affairs.
All right. Okay. Lalong finally gets his wish. It's funny, like when I heard that news, that he won the court case, I kept on saying to myself, it's funny how some people were in Senate and left it to become ministers.
Yeah, and
ministers, and while he is a minister, that's leaving that to become, a senator. It's all good in the hood, though. At the end of the day, beyond all of this razzmatazz and swearing in and all, you really hope that these people are going to come and change the way things are and really bring governance.
Okay, so now we're moving quickly from that, and then we're moving to something else very interesting. There are a few things that we are going to be talking about. Just quickly, 113 generals retired from the Nigerian Army. The Navy arrested about 14 stowaways in Lagos State. Please, can people just stop this thing? I think that is just really difficult. But people really need to just keep their places in, what's it called? Anyway, moving on from that, we're coming to Lagos State. This was where I was actually going, really. Where Lagos has now begun removal of illegal structures at Parkview Estate, Banana Island, and a few other places around the Ikoyi area of Lagos State. This caused a lot of drama because last week or 2 weeks ago, when it was announced, there were talks of how people in this area were having conversations with the government on easier ways to get these things done. In fact, they even gave them some rebate and all that, but it looked like nothing happened. And according to the Commissioner of Environment, he had said that after the timing they had given them had elapsed, they did not have a choice but to start demolishing structures around this area.
It's a good thing for Lagos, Now, for those of you who do not know, this particular set of buildings or structures that will or might get demolished by the state government, Lagos
They're
state
already
government,
getting demolished.
In an eyebrow area.
Probably, if not the most
arguably
expensive.
the most expensive real estate in Nigeria.
Yeah.
If not in Africa, is in those places we're talking Parkview, Banana
Ikoyi.
Island, all of that in Ikoyi area, and it's very expensive. So people are insinuated that government was busy pulling down structures of people because of a particular political leaning that they had.
Or they're not rich enough.
Or one tribe, or they didn't have enough money. And that if they could, they should try going to this place and they'll see if they're going to get away with it. Maybe Lagos took it as a challenge. Maybe it was part of their original plan. Here they are now in that same place. So it's time we cut them some slack, because at times, when you're into governance, there has to be these hard decisions that you will take. And this is one of them. Some people are like, oh, why demolish? Why don't you look for a way? A way around what exactly? It's only water that will always find its way. And one of the reasons why they are bringing it out is because of the floods. And again, apart from that, there is also supposed to be a law that, guards setbacks and construction and everything. And we have this attitude of just building where we want to build and doing what we want to do and expecting that government would continue to look away. Yes, some corrupt government officials will take money from you and look away. But the day Wahab comes,
you're on your own. You're definitely on your own. Anyway, so also still staying with Lagos State. The Lagos State has now ordered the immediate removal of articulated vehicles around the Apapa Oshodi Expressway. Please, I did not told them to move this thing. Did this thing. Were they told to move this thing a while ago?
So the Nigerian Port Authority recently announced that they just busted a ring of scammers who have breached their call-up system. The call-up system was brought by the congestion of trucks in Lagos. So what they did was to tell the truck owners, you stay, outside the borders or wherever park you are until you get called up. So instead of coming to queue with the hope that you would get called up to come and pick up, goods in the port or in that access, there's a call-up system. Do you know that Nigerians have breached that system? And they came up with a fake one, and people were paying to get it, e-tags and all sorts of things. So looks like the trucks are back on the road and everything. Now, one thing about those trucks that people might not know is that the truck operators are so powerful that they hold government to ransom. They're so powerful that when they threaten to down tools, people start to shake and beg them and say, no, please don't, because of the monopoly that they had. No, but with the advent of the train, and the option of putting some goods, not all, but some goods on a train, I think their position is weakened, to a large extent. Again, government must not be seen to always bow to this kind of pressure groups and everything. So putting it out there and saying that it's the same government that is demolishing buildings all over, is telling you, remove your trucks. You better go remove them because there's a new sheriff in town, man, and he don't play.
They don't play. They definitely do not play. Now, moving on from that quickly. And, just want to point out there that in Rivers State, the governor had approved 100,000 naira Christmas bonus for Rivers workers. I think that's beautiful. I think it is actually beautiful. I think I heard one of the Lagos State governor a few days ago, and so looking at it at face value, you say, okay, these states have the money, compared to other states. But I really hope that other states actually do it. It's pretty much a lot for a lot of people at this time. Just moving on from that quickly, and we're going all the way to Niger State. Now, one of the few stories that we're going to pick in from Niger State. First things first is the governor earlier in the week, we're still in the week, anyway, had banned...
Only just yesterday.
No, actually, I think it was Monday or something.
The news broke yesterday. So.
He had banned workers in Niger State from wearing native attire to work from Mondays to Thursdays. And then you're wondering, how is it okay to wear babarigas and also go to work Monday to Thursday in the first place? Are you joking?
Okay, we're going to juxtapose that or mix it up with the governor of Osun State, who's encouraging his staff to wear traditional, attires on a particular day, and I think it's going to extend beyond that. I think that Governor Bago means well. That's the governor of Niger State. But I think an outright ban on traditional wears is not a good thing. People should be allowed to wear their traditional wears, the ones that make them look smart.
Yeah, I think it's the smartness that he probably has noticed.
The issue is with the three-piece attires, the agbadas. Nobody should wear that to the office. Nobody should, because I don't know the kind of job that you're doing that requires you to wear an agbada
to work.
If you, for instance, because I know that on Fridays a lot of people actually go for Jumat prayers.
You're not going to go to Jumat
if you feel, if you feel like you want to, you should keep the third part, that's the agbada, in your car or on your table.
Yeah.
Wear it to Jumat, and when you're done and you're going back to work, take it off and still wear your normal native wear. We need to promote our own. I would like a situation where we don't push back, or relegate our traditional wears. So I'm a big fan of Governor Bago.
Yeah, so
I see the strides that he's making.
The National Council of Arts and Culture have actually called on Governor Bago not to put this. Is saying that the ban would actually affect the economy. Why? They're saying that it's going to affect a lot of people that help them make these clothes.
That's one.
It's going to affect people where they buy the clothes from and all that. So that that they should not
the entire value chain
completely ban it. I think that why I kind of would agree with him is that Now, speaking of which, actually, I've been to Niger State. Actually, not that I was going to say that I've never been to. But anyway, um, I think that maybe for him to put an outright ban, he's probably seen some very shabby looking dressing and all that. I think that at times, not all the time, I think that a lot of Nigerians, we take liberty for license and do whatever it is we want to do. I think that even in our local attires, take for example an Ankara, I do not think that there will be an issue if maybe you sew a skirt and a blouse, looking very smart and coming to work in Ankara. I don't think it would be an issue. I think that at times it's probably the way people combine these things coming to work. It can actually look off. But I think I hope that he would maybe consider people's pleas on this matter. Also, before we leave Niger State, he has now asked people not to call him Mr. Governor or Your Excellency, that he is now Farmer Governor.
Well,
and he's talking about how he wants to put Niger State on the map when it comes to agriculture.
Well, in Lagos State a couple of years ago, then Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola stopped people from calling him His Excellency. You know, tracing the history of how that thing became a part of our culture and tradition and our Nigerian system. And I totally agree. But you see, it's hard if you're a journalist, an MC,
and you
an
say
anchor,
Farmer Governor,
and you say,
welcome, Farmer Governor.
You know, a lot of people take offense at not being referred to as His Excellency.
Yeah.
Your Excellency.
But I feel people have
some who have opted out
yes.
have opted out. That's Lagos. In Edo State, there was a comrade governor. There was Comrade Adams Oshomole. You know, so people looked at that. In Osun State, we had an Ogbeni. He said, look, don't call me anything else but Ogbeni. In Ondo State, we had a governor, still a governor, you know, although he's on medical leave now, who said he should be referred to as Arakuri.
Yes,
you know,
yes. He's actually Arakuri. That's true.
He said, so a governor Baku coming to do it, people don't research and do history to say, it's not the first person that's going to say it. And it sounds off initially, but he's actually using his position to create awareness about something and what he wants to be.
I really just hope it's not just about the name, and really and truly that Niger State would live up to that name. Now, moving on from that quickly, and let's go on to a little bit before we go. As the news broke that the Vatican had approved blessings for same-sex couples with a bit of caveats. Basically, what they were saying is that they still uphold the concept of marriage, which is between man and woman, but same-sex couples can be blessed in Catholic churches now, saying that people need to is not agreeing with it, but it is more of accepting people for who they are.
Well, the world is changing. The world is changing. Right before our very eyes, a lot of things are happening. And the Vatican is now playing tic-tac-toe. It's either you're in support
or you're not
of same-sex marriage, or you're not.
Yeah.
You cannot say that you will allow same-sex people to be blessed in church, but that you still recognize that marriage is between you. I think it's a tad bit hypocritical, you know. But we're not allowed to say these things because they're powerful, and a lot of things could happen. But if you want to support the LGBTQ rights as a church, and you feel that's where you are as a church, please go ahead. But stop this rigmarole and this pandering to both sides, saying that the Vatican says that they can have same-sex marriage, but They won't have a church wedding, but they can be blessed. What's the difference? What's the difference? So now let me put it on record. I am not against what adults decide to do. LGBTQ or all this other. I am not against it. Personally, as Sola Rogers, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not against it though. But what I'm saying is that why is the Vatican playing both sides? Like, if you want to allow same-sex marriage, go ahead and allow it with your full chest.
Full chest, yeah.
What's the caveat? What's your caveat about?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think I kind of agree with you a little bit. For me, why I even felt it off was that, it's not even for example, churches basically are supposed to be ruled by
the Bible.
The Bible. And what does the Bible say about it? End of story. I don't think there should be kind of accommodation for what does the Bible say about it? If the Bible says it's okay, it's okay. If it's not, move on. Let's stop trying to appeal. I don't think that whether we like it or not, religion or spirituality cannot appeal to everybody, and that's the truth. But it is what they feel they can do. But also, as much as they're doing this, there's also the laws of each different places and different countries. So even if the Vatican allows this, I'm not sure that the Catholic Church of Nigeria will be able to do this because of the laws of the land. Now, moving on from that, a court has now disqualified the former U.S. President Donald Trump from the 2024 presidential race.
You don't mean it.
Oh, God.
You mean it? I cannot contest anymore.
No, you cannot.
The church must say something about this. Mr. Trump, good riddance. I am elated. A man who would create a problem, then bring a solution, is not a great man. Trump was always pandering to the crowd and being a populist, and populists never end well. Because they don't care about,
So basically what the court was saying is about his involvement in the January 2021 assault on the Capitol. So basically that's what they're saying.
Insurrection. The insurrection that he denied, but of course on tape is there. The sad part is, I remember how Donald Trump, during all that crisis, went for photo ops in front of a church. Man was holding the Bible upside down. I remember.
Oh God.
Always scamming the evangelicals, making them believe that he supports them and all of that. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, and I'm glad. Now, the American elections are coming very soon. It is now a level playing field. You can't bully anybody anymore. Sadly, he still has his mob that follows him, and he might still be able to influence.
Yeah, there's still the Supreme Court judgment. So now they're waiting for the Supreme Court to finally say if he will be eligible or not. Now let's move on to a bit of sports stories. Just coming, the CAF has now released provisional list of teams participating in the Africa Cup of Nations in January. As there are a few people that were not that have been, because I think there's a list that came out like a few days ago for Super Eagles, and a lot of people that have been anticipating back and forth. One of the very interesting ones is that Maduka Okoye is not on this list. Also, Ahmed Musa is on the list, as much as a lot of people have been saying, but basically more than a lot of people that you would expect on this list are definitely on the list. The likes of Trustekong, Zaidu Sanusi, Paul Onuachu, basically everybody that you can imagine was always on the list. Olawale I know is on the list. Ndidi Wilfred is on the list. Ahmed Musa, Victor Sime, Ademola Lukman. You know, it's a pretty robust one.
All right.
It's a pretty robust one. Quickly moving on from that, still talking about sports. Nottingham Forest has now they now have a new manager. They sacked the old one yesterday, and they have Nuno Espirito Santo as their new coach.
Espirito Santos.
What?
Espirito Santo.
What are you saying?
That's
Anyway,
what it is.
yeah. Anyway, quickly, Manchester City has also now gotten into the Club World Cup final after defeating Urawa 3-0.
Yeah, World Club finals. Interesting result. Nobody expected anything different from that. It is.
Yeah, with the amount of people that,
City.
the other kind of people that they were playing with,
It's Man City.
who else were they going to? And it looks like they're going to win it. Anyway, Fulham has also now defeated Everton to reach their first ever Carabao Cup semi-finals.
Good luck, and because the higher you go, the harder it becomes.
Yeah.
But it's a good result for Fulham. They've been around for a while, you know. It becomes interesting now. You know, Chelsea made it through also, and I was expecting Everton because of the resurgence that they've had in the last 4 weeks, but you know,
It is what it is. Finally, before we go, interesting news how Davido seemed to have announced a new EP that Wizkid is releasing on Friday.
Yeah,
It's their new lovey-dovey, eh?
New Music Friday is coming. We are excited. Already there's a Fino featuring Burna Boy, the remix, you know, of his song, of Fino's song. A couple of other songs, you know, that are already, you know, sneaking out. So Wizkid seems to be ready to, you know, take it all, and it's an EP, so it's not just one song. And again, I think there's going to be a song as a tribute to his mom, who passed on a few months ago, and you know, he's talked about how it's been a mess since she died and all of that. I can relate, you know, but after all said and done, like Dolupo said, I'm so excited at the positive vibes are coming out from Davido and Wizkid.
And Wizkid. It's and
Let's get that album, guys.
Yep. And on that note, okay, actually, before we go, there's something very interesting that has been happening. And it is Mayoku seemed to have gone over the weekend to Cross River State, Calabar, where he had a show and his jewelry got missing.
Yeah.
He went on a rampage and he said all sorts of things, and I think Iyaya got involved in it, and one of his two pendants were returned. Also, I think yesterday he met with the governor and apologizing about it, and because he had actually tweeted and said that he was never coming to
the state
anymore. Anyway, so in fact he went ahead to even tweet and say that there is a 5 million naira reward for anybody that finds this pendant. My issue with it is that now that is even now very, of course, it's obvious, everybody can see. How do you plan to sell it off if you took it?
There's a dark market for everything. I'm not encouraging people to go into it, but trust me, and some people will. They will. What if they decide to melt it and sell it off in bits and pieces?
Okay, sure.
And all of that. You know, it could be anything. But if you have Mayokun's jewelry, please give it back to him. You know, he came to entertain you guys and all of that.
Yeah.
There's talk of Davido also missing a ring.
Yeah.
At some show in
oh
Dubai
my God, you people! Did you people go to shows to steal people's stuff? I don't understand. Anyway, Trisha.
They do that. I remember a couple of years ago, an American artist decided to surf the club.
Oh yeah.
In Lagos.
Yeah.
At the Polo Club.
Kaboom.
And his belt.
Yeah. Like, how do you steal people? People are very fast, Sha. Anyway, on that note, that is all we're able to take today on The Bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of The Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead. And Merry Christmas.